Yo, move it, blind boy!
Hey,
The shove came from
stop
behind.
it!
Noah stumbled near the school fence on West Monroe Street, right by East Garfield Park, Chicago. Concrete scraped his knees. His cheap cane clattered away. The crowd exploded. Laughter, pointing, phones out. Get up, blind boy! Someone kicked his shoe. Noah stayed down. He didn't cry, didn't shout, didn't even look up. Go beg somewhere else. This ain't no charity school. More laughter. Noah swallowed hard. His stomach twisted. Hunger hit him like a punch. He hadn't eaten since yesterday. He pulled his hands close, protecting his face. Then a voice cut through the noise, sharp, angry, not scared. Leave him alone, you weirdos! The laughter slowed. Heads turned. Shakira stood at the edge of the crowd, fists tight, school bag hanging off one shoulder. Sunlight hit her face, and she didn't blink. He's a human too, she said, or you forgot that part. One of the boys laughed. Relax, girl. He's blind. Let him fight for himself. Shakira stepped forward. Try me, she said. Touch him again, and I'll knock your teeth out. I'm not playing. The boy looked her up and down, smirked. You serious? She didn't answer. She just stared him down. Something in her eyes made the crowd uneasy. This wasn't a joke to her. This wasn't for laughs. One by one, the boys backed off. Shakira dropped beside Noah and grabbed his arm gently. You hurt? He shook his head. She picked up his cane, brushed dust off his clothes, and wiped his knee with her sleeve. You gotta stop letting them treat you like that, she said. Noah gave a small smile, weak, careful. You hungry? Shakira asked. Noah's stomach answered before he could. Come on, I got you something. She led him to a low bench behind the playground fence, away from the noise. Shakira opened her lunch bag, a slice of pizza folded in foil, a small pack of fries, and a bottle of water. She broke the pizza in half and placed it in his hands. Eat, she said. Don't argue. Noah hesitated, then took it. His hands shook just a little. He ate fast. Shakira watched him quietly. You live around here? She asked again. Yeah, he said. Me too, East Side. Noah nodded again. Thanks, he said. It's all right. I'm Shakira. I'm Noah. She paused, looked at him once more. If you ever need help, I'll be here. To Shakira, it was just kindness. She had no idea that feeding that boy would one day feed her entire bloodline. If this is your first time watching, say hi and tell me what country you're tuning in from. And if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe and help me hit 5K before my birthday this November.
Eat slow. That's all we got till tonight. Marcus Roberts says it while tying his boots. He doesn't look at the table. He already knows what's on it. 3 slices of plain bread. No butter, no sugar, just bread. It's 6:10 a.m. on West Monroe Street, East Garfield Park, Chicago. The sky is barely awake. Sirens fade in the distance. A bus hisses at the corner. Shakira sits quiet, hoodie up, feet tucked under the chair to keep warm. She eats anyway. Hunger don't argue. Marcus wears the same blue janitor shirt he's worn for years. The name patch is peeling. His hands smell like bleach and old floors. He wipes the counter once, then again. Not because it's dirty, because he's tired. Shakira's mom died years ago. Since then, it's been Marcus and Shakira against bills, rent, and bad luck. He works days at a downtown office building, nights at a high school, weekends when he can find them. Sleep comes in pieces. I'll walk you to the corner, he says. I'm good, Shakira replies. Marcus looks at her longer this time, like he wants to say something big, something strong, something like, it won't always be this hard. But he doesn't say it. School first, he says instead. Always. She nods. He steps outside, shoulders already bent from the day ahead, and heads toward the bus stop. Shakira goes the other way. By lunch, the schoolyard is loud. Kids joke, push, trade snacks, talk about video games and phones. Shakira opens her bag. Cold pizza wrapped in foil, a small pack of fries, juice box. She sits near the playground fence. She eats slow. Then she notices him. By the gate. A boy sitting on the concrete, back against the rusted fence. Dark glasses hide his eyes, hoodie too big, jeans worn thin, shoes with holes in the soles. He doesn't beg. He doesn't talk. Students pass him like he's not even real. "Why you staring, blind boy?" Tyler snapped. He smirked. "Oh, my bad. Forgot you can't see nothin'." The boy stays still. His name is Noah. He's 15, and he is not blind. Across the city, far from West Monroe Street, Noah lives in a house with gates and cameras, too many rooms, too much quiet. He's homeschooled, tutors, private lessons, no classmates, no lunch table, no noise. His parents are always gone. London, Dubai, Tokyo. Boardrooms replace birthdays, voicemails replace hugs. He's the heir to a multi-million-dollar empire. He has cars waiting outside, security watching every move, and no one to talk to. So Noah comes up with a plan, not to escape, to feel something real. With help from his driver, Elliot, they pick old clothes, dark glasses, a story no one would question, a homeless blind boy, someone invisible, someone people would show their true selves to. Elliot drops him off every morning near the school gate, watches from a distance and makes sure he's safe. Noah sits there day after day, listening, learning, seeing without being seen. He's waiting for one thing: someone to stop. Back in the schoolyard, Shakira watches the boy by the gate. She feels it in her chest, tight, heavy, not pity, recognition. She looks at her food, then back at him. She stands. Halfway across the yard, she slows. Kids are laughing now. One boy shoves Noah's shoulder as he passes. Noah stumbles, doesn't fall, doesn't speak. Shakira grips her lunch bag harder. She thinks of her dad, of empty plates, of being judged without being known. She takes another step. The boy tilts his head slightly. Not his eyes, just his head, like he knows someone is there. Shakira stops beside him. She hasn't said a word yet, but somewhere far away, in a quiet car parked down the block, Elliot stiffens, because this wasn't part of the plan, and neither was her.
Same clothes. Elliot stands near the door, keys in hand. Noah doesn't answer right away. He pulls the hoodie over his head. Old, torn at the sleeve, smells like dust. He slides on the dark glasses last. The world goes dim. "That girl again?" Elliot asks. Noah nods once. Something about her stayed with him overnight. The way she didn't shake, the way she didn't rush, like she wasn't trying to prove anything. Elliot sighs. "You don't need this." Noah turns, calm, focused. "That's why I'm here." They walk through the house. The silence feels louder than yesterday. Marble floors, empty rooms, a dining table big enough for holidays that never happen. Outside, the car pulls away from the Gold Coast. The city changes as they drive. Tall buildings fade, streets narrow, paint peels, sidewalks crack. West Monroe Street, East Garfield Park. Elliot parks like yesterday, same spot. "You know the rules," Elliot says. "No talking, no names." Noah opens the door. Cold air hits him, real air, not filtered. He grips the cane and walks toward the school. Kids already crowd the yard. Backpacks, noise, energy. Noah sits near the gate. Same concrete, same fence rattling behind him. He lowers his head. Minutes pass. Then it starts. "Dang, he's back again?" "Yeah, guess this his favorite corner. Can't see no better option." Tyler pushed his shoulder. Not hard, just enough. Noah stumbles but stays quiet. Laughter. Another student kicks dirt near his shoes. Man can't even see us laughing. Noah's jaw tightens. He stays still. Then a voice cuts through. Back off. Not loud, just firm. Shakira steps in front of Noah, shoulders squared, feet planted. No smile, no fear. Find something better to do, she says. The boys scoff, but they don't move closer. Shakira turns slightly, just enough to check on him. You okay? Noah nods, slow, careful. She pulls him up by the arm, gentle, strong. They move behind the playground, away from the noise. She guides him to a low bench. Hey, it's okay, she says softly. They're just jealous. I'm proud of you. Noah shifts on the bench, uneasy. Shakira opens her lunch bag. A small container of rice, a boiled egg, a juice box. She slides it into his hands. Eat. Noah hesitates. This wasn't the plan. But he eats anyway. Fast at first, then slower, like he's afraid it might disappear. Shakira watches him, quiet. You come here every day? She asks. He nods. Same time? Another nod. She stands. I'll see you. And just like that, she's gone. No explanation, no questions, no pity. That night, Noah barely sleeps. The next morning, he's already dressed before Elliot knocks. You ready? Elliot asks. Noah answers without looking up. Yeah. Back to West Monroe Street. Same gate, same bench. But today feels different. Kids look longer. One girl whispers to another. A teacher watches from the steps. Someone is paying attention now. Shakira arrives late. She scans the yard, finds him. Her shoulders relax. She sits beside him again. No words, just food. Across the street, Elliot watches from the car. His jaw tightens. This is going too far, he mutters. When Noah returns, Elliot doesn't smile. Someone noticed you today, Elliot says. Not like the others. Noah freezes. Who? Elliot shakes his head. Doesn't matter. It does. Because the next morning, as they head back toward West Monroe Street, Noah feels it before he sits down. Eyes. Not laughing, not curious, watching. And for the first time since this started, Noah realizes something dangerous. This lie isn't just testing people anymore. It's starting to attract the wrong kind.
The locker slammed so hard it rattled down the hall. Don't touch him again. Shakira didn't yell. She didn't have to. The hall froze. Kids near the science wing paused mid-step, phones mid-air. Noah stood behind her, hands tight, head down. Tyler leaned against a locker, smirking. Relax, we were just messing around. Shakira stepped closer. Her chest felt tight. Messing around leaves marks now? The teacher's heels clicked near the corner, arms crossed, tired eyes scanning. Shakira? Office. Now. The hall breathed again. Tyler leaned back like he'd won, gave Noah a lazy wave. In the office, the air smelled like paper and cleaner. Calm, practiced voices. You caused a scene, the assistant principal said, voice clipped. He was hurting him, Shakira said, voice tight. Intent doesn't erase behavior, the woman replied. 3 days detention. Noah didn't move, didn't speak. At home on West Monroe Street, Marcus signed the slip without looking. Pen scratched, paper slid back. I'm proud of you, he said softly, quiet, like it cost him. Later, after dinner, Noah sat on the front steps, dark glasses on, cane across his knees, stiff. Across the street, Elliot leaned back in the SUV, arms crossed, watching, silent. Shakira appeared in the doorway, backpack straps loose. She stepped down, careful not to startle him. Her hand went into her pocket and pulled out a small charm she always carried. A metal whistle her mom had given her before she died. "I don't usually give this to anyone, but you might need it if someone bothers you or if you get scared." Noah froze. The metal was cool in his hands. He felt the weight of it. No one had ever handed him something real, something they actually needed. "Thanks," he whispered. He didn't remove the glasses, didn't smile, but something shifted inside him. "You're welcome," Shakira said. She turned to go inside but paused. "Stay safe, okay?" Across the street, Elliot shifted slightly in the driver's seat. He didn't move closer. He never had to. Noah was fine. For now. The next morning, as they walked toward the gate of Jefferson Middle School, across West Monroe Street, Tyler and his crew leaned against the brick fence. Smirks, arms crossed, watching. Noah's cane tapped against the cracked sidewalk. The charm in his hand glinted in the sun. Shakira glanced at him. "Ready?" He nodded, though inside he felt the weight of every pair of eyes. Somewhere in the shadows, Elliot's SUV parked, engine quiet, waiting, watching, protecting. And Noah realized the game of pretending, the test of the world, it was just the beginning.
Shakira and Noah stood by the playground fence on West Monroe Street in East Garfield Park. Winter sun hit cracked concrete. A bus hissed at the corner. Old snow sat in gray piles along the curb. The block felt quiet, but the bad kind. Noah noticed it by accident. A faint mark near Shakira's wrist, pale, uneven, like skin that never fully healed. "What happened?" he asked. She pulled her sleeve down fast. "Hot water when I was little." He nodded, but his eyes stayed there a second too long. Something tugged at him. He didn't know why, just knew it mattered. Across the street, Tyler and two kids leaned against a brick wall, smirks ready, phones half out, watching like vultures. "Come on," Shakira said. "My dad's waiting." They crossed into the community center down the block. The heater rattled. Old posters lined the walls. After-school tutoring, safety programs, youth counseling. This wasn't a hangout. This was where adults talked when things went bad. Marcus stood near the front desk, jaw tight, talking to a man in a blazer, neat haircut, clipboard tucked under his arm, calm eyes that didn't miss much. "Dad?" Shakira slowed. Marcus glanced at her, then at Noah. "Sit for a minute." The man stepped forward. "I'm Mr. Halverson, Family Services. This isn't trouble," he said quickly. "Just a conversation." Shakira's stomach dropped. On a bench nearby sat Tyler's mom, arms crossed, lips tight. Tyler leaned against the wall beside her, relaxed, smiling like he'd already won. "This is because of detention?" Shakira asked. Tyler's mom spoke before anyone else. "My son came home bruised, scared. That's not normal." "He was hurting him," Shakira shot back. Halverson raised a hand. "That's why we're here." They moved into a small office, cheap carpet, sunlight slicing across a manila folder on the desk. "How long has Noah been staying with you?" Halverson asked. "A while," Noah said, voice steady. "Do you feel safe there?" "Yes." Tyler laughed from the doorway. "He always says that." Shakira turned. "You got some nerve." Halverson cut in. "Enough." Questions followed. School, home, supervision. Noah answered carefully, like every word was fragile. Marcus stood by the door, silent, watching, calculating. When it ended, Halverson closed the folder. "We'll follow up." Outside, West Monroe felt colder. Tyler bumped Noah's shoulder on purpose. "See you around," he said. Shakira stepped forward, but Marcus's hand stopped her. At home, the apartment smelled of old soap and warm dust. Sunlight slanted across worn floorboards. Noah sat on the old couch, staring at his hands. Shakira handed him water.
Their fingers brushed. He pulled back. "I didn't mean for this," he said. "I know," she said too fast. Her eyes flicked to her wrist. Noah leaned closer, slow, careful, stopped short. "That scar," he said. "I've seen it before." She laughed sharp. "No, you haven't." He shook his head. "I have. I just don't know where." The room went quiet. Outside, a car parked across the street. Tyler sat inside, phone glowing, smiling. Noah's chest tightened. That scar, that feeling, something was circling back, and whatever it wasn't done with them yet.
He didn't make it, the doctor said. Shakira didn't hear anything else. Her knees gave way. The floor bit through her jeans. Breath caught. Silence stretched until it felt like the walls themselves were holding it. Marcus Roberts, her dad, had collapsed at work earlier that morning. Heart attack. No warning. Years of exhaustion, stress, and too many shifts finally catching up to him. The paramedics arrived fast, but it wasn't enough. 2 hours later, an aunt she barely knew was at the hospital doors. Old station wagon, Alabama plates, perfume too sweet, too foreign. "Pack a bag," the woman said, firm, no time for arguing. Shakira shook her head. "I can't leave." "You have to." The apartment smelled of bleach and floor wax, faded furniture, the small desk where Marcus counted pennies for her school fees, the sink where he washed her lunch dishes. Everything smelled like him, like home. Shakira ran her fingers over the scar on her wrist, burned from that one summer. A secret she carried, pain etched into skin, memory she alone knew. She packed a single backpack, books, jacket, lunch bag, nothing else, no note, no goodbye. The car rolled down West Monroe Street, Chicago shrinking behind frosted glass, cracked sidewalks, rusted fences, the gate at Jefferson Middle School. Every laugh, every fight, gone in a blur. She pressed her forehead to the cold window. No tears yet, not now. Crossing state lines, everything changed. Alabama's sun blazed hot and bright. Streets were clean, lawns trimmed, white picket fences, cars parked neatly. The air smelled different, foreign. "You'll start at a new school tomorrow," her aunt said. Shakira didn't answer. She clutched the backpack, fingers brushing the scar on her wrist. In the rearview mirror, she caught a glimpse of Chicago one last time. Snow drifting, cracked sidewalks, rusted fences, West Monroe Street. Her whisper cut through the car silence. "Noah." The aunt glanced back. "Who?" Shakira didn't answer. The car drove on. Inside her, something cracked. Chicago faded. Her dad was gone. Her home was gone. And the one person who had made the world feel less cold, the boy at the gate, was out there waiting, unaware she had vanished. She would never forget him. But could he ever find her again? "Where is she?" Noah stood at the school gate on West Monroe Street, the final bell still echoing. Kids poured out in waves, laughing, shoving, sneakers scraping concrete. Shakira wasn't there. She was always there, same spot, by the fence, backpack hugged tight, waiting like it mattered. He tilted his head, listening, her footsteps, her laugh. Nothing. He checked the steps, the bike rack, the corner near the old tree. Still nothing. 5 minutes passed. 10. The crowd thinned. A janitor dragged a trash bin across the pavement. A teacher locked the door. "You need a ride?" she asked. "No, ma'am." He waited anyway. 2 weeks. That's how long it had been since he last stood here with her. 2 weeks since he stopped coming by. His parents were back in town after 2 months away. Family dinners, long talks, too many questions. He told himself it was temporary, just a break. He told himself she'd understand. Lunch period came. Her seat was empty. No brown paper bag, no voice teasing him about eating too fast. Tyler slid into the seat across from him. "She ain't coming back," Tyler said, calm, like he was talking about the weather. Noah stiffened. "You don't know that." Tyler leaned in. "Yeah, I do." Noah stood up so fast his chair scraped loud across the floor. Heads turned. Tyler smiled like he won something. After school, Noah walked instead of taking the car. Cane tapping cracked sidewalks, past corner stores, past the bus stop where Shakira used to wait, counting change with her dad. Her building was quiet, curtains closed, no music, no smell of food drifting out. He knocked, once, twice. Nothing. A door creaked open next door. An older woman stepped out, arms folded. "You looking for the girl?" she asked. "Yes, Shakira." She sighed. "Them gone." His chest tightened. "When?" "A week ago, maybe more." "Where'd they go?" The woman shook her head. "Folks like that don't leave forwarding addresses." Noah stood there frozen. The sun was bright, too bright, like the day didn't care. That night the estate felt wrong, too quiet, too clean. His parents' laughter echoed somewhere far away, like a different world. Elliot waited near the stairs. "They're gone," Noah said. "Yeah," Elliot nodded. "You knew?" "I heard things were bad." "You said you'd tell me." "I said I'd try." Noah went to his room and shut the door, sat on the floor, back against the bed. He didn't break anything, didn't scream. That hurt worse. Days passed. He went back to the fence, to the playground, to West Monroe Street. Nothing changed. No Shakira, no Marcus, just empty space where something real used to be. One evening, Elliot drove slow down West Monroe, headlights brushing parked cars. "Sometimes," Elliot said carefully, "people leave fast." Noah swallowed hard. "I stayed away so my parents wouldn't notice." Elliot said nothing. "I thought I had time," Noah said, tears streaming down his face. The one person who saw him, really saw him, was gone.
15 years. That's how long it had been since the girl on West Monroe Street in East Garfield Park vanished without a trace. Noah searched the way rich people search, quiet at first, then relentless. Private investigators, school records, hospital logs, old community center files, anything tied to that block, that playground, that winter. Nothing. Name changed, paper trail sealed, like she never existed. Someone made sure of that. Now Noah stood in his corner office overlooking downtown Chicago, glass walls, Lake Michigan stretching blue and cold in the distance. Billion-dollar deals sat untouched on his desk. The cane leaned against the wall, unused. His reflection in the glass looked calm, controlled, but his jaw was tight, always tight when his mind drifted back. 2 weeks, that's all it took. His parents came back from their trip, family dinners, questions, eyes watching too closely. He stopped going to the fence so they wouldn't notice. He thought she'd be there when he returned. She wasn't. Across the country, Shakira moved through a hospital hallway in Alabama, gloves snapped on, hair tied back, confident, sharp. Nurses respected her, doctors leaned on her. She had built a life that made sense. But at night, when the noise faded, memory crept in. She sat on the edge of her bed, rubbing the faint scar on her wrist, not because it hurt, but because it anchored her, reminded her she was real, that something once mattered. A boy at a fence, a quiet voice, shared lunches, protection without questions.
Back in Chicago, Noah stepped out of his building, cameras flashing as he crossed Michigan Avenue. To the world, he was untouchable, a self-made force. But every street still pointed back to the same place, West Monroe, East Garfield Park. And someone else remembered that street too. Tyler sat in the back of a black sedan, city lights sliding across the tinted glass. Custom suit, gold watch, calm smile that never reached his eyes. He scrolled through a tablet. Old photos, school records, surveillance stills. Noah Carter, age 12. Then another image. No cane, no glasses, eyes sharp, focused. Tyler smirked. "So you were never blind," he muttered. Their families had crossed paths for years, charity events, boardrooms, competing bids, billionaire against billionaire. Tyler always lost by inches, and he hated that. Finding out Noah's weakness, his lie, felt like balance finally tipping. "Track his searches," Tyler said to the man beside him. "Every old inquiry, every name he's chasing." "Yes, sir." Back in his office, Noah opened the drawer and pulled out the only thing he kept from that time, a photo. A rusted playground fence, a girl mid-laugh, scar just visible on her wrist. He didn't know who took it, didn't know how it survived, but he knew she mattered. His phone buzzed. Unknown number, Chicago area code. He stared at it longer than he should have, then answered. "Hello?" A pause, controlled breathing. "Is this St. Luke's medical records? Years ago, you requested access to a sealed juvenile file." Noah's heart thudded once, hard. "That file was recently reclassified. We believe it matches your inquiry." Noah closed his eyes. "We think we found her." The line stayed open. Across the country, in a quiet Alabama apartment, Shakira's phone lit up on the kitchen table. Missed call, unknown number. She frowned, hand hovering over the screen. Something had shifted. And neither of them knew yet. Tyler was already watching, already planning, and he wasn't done.
The ballroom smelled like money. Champagne, polished wood, expensive cologne, crystal lights hanging low over rows of suits and quiet power. The annual private bidding conference was already heating up. Billionaires, hedge funds, old money. Noah sat near the front, calm, focused, unbothered. Tyler stood across the room, watching. He didn't stare, didn't need to. He already knew Noah would be here, knew he'd be among the top bidders, knew exactly what glass he'd reach for. A waiter moved through the crowd, tray balanced steady. Tyler caught his eye and nodded once. The waiter hesitated, just a second, then kept walking. Noah raised his hand. The waiter stopped. A glass of sparkling water was placed gently in front of him. "Thank you," Noah said, already distracted by the stage. He took a sip, then another. The taste hit late, metallic, sharp, wrong. Noah frowned. His throat tightened. A wave of heat rushed through his chest. He shifted in his seat, trying to breathe it off. Didn't work. His vision blurred. The room tilted. Applause echoed too loud, too far away. He reached for the armrest and missed. The glass shattered on the floor. People gasped. "Noah, you okay?" His driver, Elliot, rushed in. Noah collapsed. Security rushed in. Phones came out. Someone yelled for medical attention. Tyler stood frozen, eyes locked on Noah's body, pulse steady. Across the ceiling, a small red light blinked. CCTV. The waiter backed away too fast. The ambulance screamed through Chicago traffic. Noah was unconscious, barely breathing, oxygen mask fogging. Paramedics moved fast, calling out vitals. Possible poisoning. BP dropping. "Hang on, man, stay with us." Chicago General ER was chaos. Stretchers rolling, nurses shouting, monitors beeping. Rain hit the windows hard. "Critical incoming," someone yelled.
Shakira snapped her gloves on as the doors burst open. Male, early 30s, unconscious, unknown substance. Shakira didn't know his name, didn't need it. "On my count," she said. "1, 2, now." They transferred him fast. She checked his pupils, his pulse, his airway. "Get tox, now." IV in, fluids running, orders sharp, clean. "Come on," she muttered under her breath. "Don't you quit on me." Hours passed. The poison fought hard. So did she. Finally, his breathing slowed, heart stabilized, color returned. Shakira exhaled for the first time. She adjusted the IV and turned and froze. Noah's eyes fluttered open, confused, weak, searching. They locked on her face. His gaze drifted down to her wrist, the scar. Time stopped. His breath caught. "That mark," he whispered. "Your hand." Shakira froze. 15 years collapsed into 1 second. He stared at her wrist, the scar, that small burned mark. Who are you?" His voice was rough, hesitant, afraid even. Her hand trembled. She didn't answer. He swallowed, heart hammering, memory clawing its way forward. I'm Noah," he said slowly. "The blind boy, the one you saved, at the playground, all those years ago." The words hung in the air. Shakira's breath caught, her chest tightened. Recognition didn't hit like lightning. It simmered, a slow, tense unraveling of a memory she'd almost forgotten, but never truly buried. You're him?" she whispered, voice barely audible. He nodded, trying to keep steady. I've looked for you. 15 years. Everywhere. And now, here you are." A tear threatened to fall. She blinked it away. Professionalism fought against memory, against emotion, against relief. "You're safe," she said finally. I'm here." He exhaled, weak, trembling. You found me." "No," she said, shaking her head slowly. "You found me." Outside, security rewound the CCTV. The waiter, the handoff, Tyler's face caught in the reflection, unmistakable. The truth was already moving, and this time it wouldn't stay buried. 6 months had passed since Noah and Shakira reconnected. Life had settled back into its rhythm. Noah running his empire with precision, Shakira adjusting to her transfer back to Chicago General, slipping into the routines of saving lives. But the shadows of the past never quite disappeared. Tyler, the boy who once bullied Noah, had grown into a man with money, influence, and a grudge. It had all come to a head at the private annual bidding conference downtown. Tyler had orchestrated it carefully, bribed a waiter, slipped something into Noah's drink, thinking he could remove his rival once and for all. Noah collapsed, vision hazy, body failing. Panic erupted around the table. But fate had her timing right. Shakira had recently been transferred back to Chicago, walking the ER corridors when the call came. She rushed to him, hands steady, mind sharp, every move controlled. It was brutal, tense, every second stretching. She stabilized him, working through the poison's effects with skill and speed. She leaned over him, voice calm, steady, full of relief. "I've got you. You're safe now." Outside, the CCTV replay told the story. The waiter, the handoff, Tyler's smug face caught in reflection. The evidence was damning. Within days, authorities had Tyler in custody, facing charges for attempted poisoning and conspiracy. His empire couldn't protect him now. Justice moved, slow but relentless, and Tyler's years of plotting crumbled in court. He got what he deserved: conviction, prison, and the humiliation of knowing he had been outplayed by the boy he once tormented. 5 months later, the wounds of the past had healed enough for life to move forward. West Monroe Street, East Garfield Park, Chicago glowed in mid-morning sun. Children played, neighbors whispered, and the church pews gleamed under the soft light. Shakira stood at the altar, white dress flowing, hands resting lightly on her belly. 5 months pregnant, she looked radiant, strong, grounded, ready. Noah waited at the front, crisp suit, hands slightly trembling as he reached for her. Their fingers met, thumb brushing the scar on her wrist, their silent, enduring connection. "You ready?" Noah asked, voice low. "Always," she replied, heart steady but eyes bright with emotion. The priest began, words floating over them like a blessing. Guests, neighbors from East Garfield Park, colleagues from the city, watched quietly, feeling the weight of the story they carried. Noah's gaze never wavered from Shakira. He saw the girl who had quietly shaped his life, the one who had stood by him without ever asking for recognition, the girl who had vanished and returned. Hands locked, vows exchanged, and the church seemed to hold its breath. Noah kissed her hand lightly. "You gave me food, kindness, and dignity. Now let's build a life together." Shakira laughed softly, a sound full of relief, love, and triumph. Head rested against his shoulder, she felt the small kick of their child inside her, a new life, a new chapter, proof that the past could lead to something better. Outside, the streets were alive. Sunlight hit the cracked sidewalks, flowers bloomed in small windowsills, and the neighborhood breathed. Their story had come full circle. Pain remembered, justice done, love found. Noah and Shakira stepped into the world together, stronger, connected, unbroken. And somewhere deep inside, they both knew this wasn't just an ending, it was a beginning.